chances that I missed. Some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist. I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Okay, and I hate to interrupt the guys, but, you know, let them at least finish their chorus there. That's the Ridgetop Ramblers. One street over, that's the theme song to this little show. And if you've ever heard the story of how that came to be, I'll tell it another time because it's a little bit busy today. But you can hear those guys at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. Will be coming up August 27th and 28th, and I am so excited for that. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but we got to just get right to the show. We got so much going on today. I've been talking about Bill Jones coming in because we've got the ham radio event happening tomorrow at the Y, and then he's also brought in a friend, Mr. John Campbell. How are you doing? Welcome to the show, guys. How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Get in there on that microphone now, both of you. So who's going to talk first? What are we going to talk about? We got to just jump right in here.
I don't talk much, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's a struggle. I've got something biblical to tell you, but I don't want to get off
right.
topic. But this is usually Faith Friday. I'll give you just one little piece of faith, okay? I've been doing this study, Christine McClellan, on it's the Israel study, and it's a college level class that you can take. And I've been doing this study, and it's just fabulous. And she gave a little jewel that I had never noticed before, that whenever God and Christ talk about the temple, they call it the house of God or my Father's house. They do not use the word temple because temple is pagan. And so when we use the word temple, we're associating it with the pagan temples. And so when God and Christ make reference to the Father's house and my Father's, they never say the word temple. Did you know that? Had you noticed that?
I'll do some study on that.
But
no, I haven't heard that
But
before.
Isn't that interesting? And I mean, it's going to totally change the way I refer to, I don't want to say the temple, I want to say where our Father's house was. I mean, isn't that interesting, though? I just thought that was fascinating. So there's your Faith Friday segment. Go look that up. Go in yeshiva that. Go and study that. And
I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look at everything.
Anyway, so with that said, we'll just move right into what we've got going on with the ham radio.
We're here to tell you about ham radio, amateur radio.
Yes.
We have an event tomorrow at the YMCA in the back where the little awning is out there, and it's called Field Day. And Field Day is done once a year at this time of year to demonstrate to people, and we want people to come look at it, and you may even get to talk on radio if we can arrange that, if we have somebody. But Field Day, we operate emergency power. Of course, amateur radio is known for emergency operations, and we operate battery generator, on that Field Day time, and we put up temporary antennas, temporary radio setups, everything like that. So just want to invite everybody, just come out. We start at 1 o'clock, go all afternoon, actually go through the night until in the morning. It's a 24-hour thing, but we'll be there at 8 o'clock to start setting up our antennas and things like that. But we want everybody to come out and ask questions and see how we do it and what we do. It requires a license to operate, which we have to take an FCC exam. And John and I both are FCC examiners, and we give the test. I think you are, aren't you, John?
Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
I thought you were. And we do that once a month. And there's little books you can buy that's not expensive that explain what the questions are and the answers and all that. So there's 3 levels. There's a technician. That's a very entry into amateur radio. There's general class, and there's extra class, which is what John and I both have. And that's sort of the, everybody's heard of ham radio, sort of, and what it's used for in emergencies and things. And we get through when others don't and that type of thing. And it's sort of lengthy to explain how we do that. And we learn to build things, we learn to operate things, we learn about electronics, we learn about radio waves, weather. There's a lot of avenues of interest in ham radio, and I've been doing it for almost 60 years. John's a baby. He hasn't been that long.
How long have you been doing this, John?
I got into it about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I had an older brother. He got licensed in 1956 after he got out of the Army. And, of course, I was about 11 years old then. And I was fascinated by it. And I started going to field day with him probably about 58. And I went every year with him. Being the kid, I was young and dumb, so I got to climb the pole and put up the wire and stuff. And but I never really got licensed, never really got involved in it more than just helping out. And then after I retired, I said, I think I'll do that. So I went and got my license and then started spending money.
And so there you go. Any
Yeah.
kind of hobby like this, it ends
Well,
up
it can be
making you money.
cheap or expensive. You can
Yeah.
go.
Well, you show them your antenna that you made, because I saw this sitting in. When I walked in, I was like, "What is that?" Because I recognized immediately that
Something
there
I
was
made out of,
there were tape measures on it, and I was
tape
like,
measures.
"What is that contraption?"
And it's a beam antenna. Of course, I just fold these in here so
That's
I can
hysterical.
carry it around. But it's made out of tape measure.
Pat's
And
over in the corner
used-
going, "I'm going to get out of the way."
And I connect it. Well, don't let me stick you.
That's hysterical.
I connect it to my little
Yeah,
walkie-talkie.
let me see. That's great. I love this. Look at that.
So
Because
we make, you learn to make things. We have
Yeah.
a club, and we talk about different topics and how to do things,
Yeah.
and that's just one of them. And they become very popular now. I see a lot of them for sale. People are selling them now. I've had this for several years.
Yeah. Well,
But-
and I like how the tape measures will fold in.
Well,
I think that's a really ingenious idea. That's
It
really
has to be certain lengths.
Yeah.
And so the tape measure tells you exactly
Yeah.
where to set it. So it's sort of unique, and it's a
Yeah.
beam, so you go that way
Yeah,
with it.
that's great.
But I had a guy tell me the other day, he just got his license. He said, well, I thought amateur ham radio was big antennas. I said, no, it's wires. He said, I
Yeah.
realize that now.
Yeah.
We put wires up. You can't see any antennas in my house
Yeah.
because they're all in the attic. I got 3 of them in the attic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So ham radio involves, I had the first TV station, amateur radio TV station around here. I don't know if anybody has ever done that. And that was years ago.
So you could actually broadcast television.
I did. It was,
really?
It was called slow scan. And
That's cool.
in amateur radio, it takes a wider band to transmit regular TV, so it's slow scan, which is a narrow band. And I have a picture of my son, which he was about 10 years old, I guess, and he's in his 50s now. But he was leaning on the desk looking at my monitor, my TV monitor, my camera, and this guy comes on, and he's white hair, sunglasses, and a white beard. And I thought, who is this? It was my first contact. He said, I'm in Israel.
Wow.
So
That's
that
cool.
was exciting, yeah.
That's cool.
But we operate satellites. We can talk through satellite. I talked to one of the first astronauts that had ham licenses. I was going down an interstate to Jackson, Tennessee,
Yeah.
on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Now schools schedule these astronauts as they come over, and you can talk to them for just a few minutes. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't have long, but there's so many avenues of interest in there. There's people doing things in ham radio I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And there's things that I do they don't know anything about. So
Isn't that cool, though?
It's a wide variety, and we, in our club, we try to help people, and we constantly have new people, and we have a great club. It's been around a long time, and John's our president,
Okay.
and we won't let him out. He's going to be president for the next 5 years.
It's like, you're in. We got you. It took us 50 years to get you in here,
Well,
but
yeah,
get you official.
Sticker and I.
It's kind of like some of these island nations, president for life.
I got you. Very good.
Now,
Very good.
another thing people are sort of in error on, they think ham radio that anybody can get a license and talk to anybody in the world.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the right equipment, the right antennas, and know what you're doing, you can, but you just can't do it right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to every country in the world, every continent in the world, a satellite, and I bounce signals off the moon.
That's great.
It's just when something comes up, it's a challenge, I do it. It's just, but I've been doing it a long time. You can't just get a license and do it. That's difficult. So some people are sort of disenchanted because they feel like they didn't have to learn anything, but you do. It's a lot of learning to it. But, emergency communications, we have weather spotters. We have a net that we operate on in our Middle Tennessee area. And we take these, what we call repeaters, and you take a little walkie-talkie that's 5 watts, and it transmits to the repeater in cross planes, which retransmits it at 100 watts, maybe something like that, at 1,500 feet. And so it goes a long way. And then sometimes we connect those repeaters to each other, so we go across the country with it. So it's endless what you can do. I was telling them the other day, I was talking to King Hussein one day. He's dead now. He was the king of Jordan. But one afternoon I came home from work, and I decided I wanted to see what I could find. And there was a guy talking to King Hussein. So when he got through, I began talking to him. And each country has a prefix to their call sign, which indicates what country they're from. We're W's and K's. Jordan is JY. So usually it's like JY1ABC or something. There's 3 letters afterward, usually. His call sign was JY1. So when I got through talking to him, a guy in New Jersey wanted to talk to him, but he didn't know who he was.
Oh,
and I was sitting there listening, and he said, JY1, this is WB2ABC, whatever his call was. He said, I didn't get all your call sign. All I got is JY1. And King Hussein said, well, that's all my call sign is JY1. And the guy said, how did you get a call like that? And he hesitated. He said, because I'm the king.
Oh, my gosh. That's so cool.
It is.
That is so stinking cool. That is so cool. I mean,
one thing interesting, if you talk to somebody in these countries, a lot of countries don't have a middle class. They're poor or rich.
Yeah.
There's not anything in the middle.
Right.
So if you're talking to someone, they're rich.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you talk to Russia. Everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
So the Russians have to know a few English, and I know a few Russian words.
Right.
And so we would talk about the weather, and some countries don't allow you to talk about anything much. They don't want anything said. So you can talk about the weather, you can talk about your equipment and your antenna, and that's about it on some countries, because some countries don't allow amateurs at all. And some little countries, they're called countries, maybe an island, and it's owned by some country. And so we'll send out a de-expedition, a group of people on a ship with antennas and radios, and they go to this little island, and they set up their station, and they make contacts all over the world. And they'll stay for days, 24 hours a day operating. And then we used to get little cards, QSL cards are called, that shows a picture of something and what time you made the contact, what the call sign was, and blah, blah, blah. Now that's not done so much. But used to, some of the countries, they did that to make money. And like Russians, for instance, they wanted you to send them some kind of payment for a card, and it would call IRQs. IRQs was a little slip of paper you get from the post office, and it can be spent on postage anywhere in the world. So I'd go to the post office and buy IRQs and send them to the guy along with a card, and if I sent him that, he'd send me a card back. But if I didn't send him the little green things, he wouldn't send me a card. But there's different countries and different ways and different people, and it's so interesting because there's nets all over. There's Bible nets. There was a Bible net I was involved in Africa at one time, and the guy came over to see me. He traveled over here.
So you say Bible net, so it's a Bible network. It's a network that'll do biblical studies.
A bunch of people meet together and talk about the Bible.
So that
but
would be,
there's all kinds of networks.
And he actually showed up though in this country.
He showed up. He showed up.
Knocking on your door.
Oh, he was African with an accent, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
So I ended up. He didn't have a radio. I ended up giving him my radio, and he took it back with him.
That's wonderful, though. do you stay in contact with him?
I haven't now. It's been 30 years ago, probably. You know,
What fun! I mean,
Yeah.
that's just neat.
We had a guy here named Bobby Couts who died a little short time ago. He was a Baptist missionary, and he was over in a little African country called Benin on the west coast of Africa. And I talked to him or somebody there all the time, and I would do things for him. I'd contact somebody for him. I had a phone patch at the time, and I'd patch them in, and they could talk to each other through my station. Of course, I had to watch it because there's certain things you can't allow people to say. And so I had to sit there with it all the time. And I used to be an Army Mars member, and Mars was Military Amateur Radio Service. And we used to patch soldiers in Iraq, say, back to the family in the United States and let them talk, back and forth. We don't do that much anymore.
Well, because of the internet. When my son was in
Right.
Afghanistan, it was bizarre. I could just talk to him. It was just, if he was in the FOB, if he was in his forward operating base where they had internet. I mean, if he's out, in the desert and
Yeah.
stuff, I couldn't. But I could get in contact with him pretty easily through Facebook Messenger, and we had ways to talk, and it was just not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting him to be in Afghanistan and me not to hear from him,
Yeah.
but we stayed in pretty
They had
regular contact.
satellite phones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the internet and Facebook and just the messenger. It just blew my mind how easily we were able to communicate. But so that has changed everything. But you have to think about what would happen if there was an interruption. What
Right.
would happen if there was an interruption to the way we communicate?
That's what we train for.
That is exactly, and I really want this training. I don't have time right now to do it, but I'm looking at you when I retire, maybe before then.
John has gone
but-
into this emergency stuff.
Yeah.
Tell him what you did, John.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, just like with Field Day, there's about 35,000 amateur radio operators take part in it. And that, like Bill said, it's to show how amateur radio can be useful in regional and national disasters. We're also a member of what's called the Middle Tennessee Hospital Net. We have a radio at, actually two radios, at Northcrest Medical Center.
Okay.
And then every third Thursday, we go down there. Well, one of us goes down there and hooks everything up. And then Middle Tennessee has what's called MTERS, Middle Tennessee Emergency Radio Service. And this is every medical facility will check in with them. Basically, they call a roll, and there's a lot of hospitals and medical centers all around Middle Tennessee on this. And then we'll show that our equipment is working. And the idea is if there's a disaster or a major incident, like the hotel collapse in Miami right now, the cell phone, all the towers are going to be just jammed. You're not going to get calls through and all that kind of stuff. So what we would do is go down to the hospital, get our radio set up. So now let's say Northcrest says, geez, we're running out of plasma or type A blood or whatever. They will give us a message. We will then get on MTERS, and it'll go to our net control, who will then forward it to TEMA and to FEMA, so that they will go to other hospitals, and this hospital may say, well, we have blood that we can give you, but we're short on sutures or something like that. So it's a way to get supplies spread out, where the most patients are, who can take patients and stuff like that. So all of this is involved with amateur radio, because we can make those contacts actually running either off of batteries, or we can run off of a generator. I do a lot of solar power.
Oh, cool.
I go out and I am a member of a group called Parks on the Air. And it's just for fun, but all over the country, well, actually all over the world, but amateur radio operators will take their portable gear and go out to a park. They'll set their stuff up, and then they'll see how many contacts they can make from the park. Some of them are running only 5 watts, some are running more. So the idea is to be able to do it without sitting at home plugged into the wall and saying, "Oh, I'm in the air conditioning and I've got continuous power or whatever." So the idea is to see what we could do in emergencies.
Well, and I mean, just the fact we had the terrible tornadoes that happened, and then we had the bombing on Christmas, all these kinds of things, and we saw what it did to the network. Just those events, as big as they were, they really aren't. There are much bigger things can happen.
Well, hurricanes is our big
hurricanes are so devastating. Yeah. And just completely shut down. And so that's why I was thinking in my mind, I thought, yeah, hurricanes, I would think, those kinds of tsunamis and all those kinds of things that happen. But for us in the U.S., hurricanes, I think, would be the biggest threat. But,
well, I lived in Florida for 20 years. Uh-huh. I was a police officer down there and retired.
Oh, wow.
And in the 20 years that I was there, I went to the aftermath of 11 hurricanes. Because down there, the state, when they have a hurricane, of course, it devastates such a big area. All the police agencies will contact the state and say, well, I can send, 5 people for 7 days, and then the state coordinates, and they'll call us and they'll say, okay, we, send your 5 guys to this place, or 10 guys. We would go for anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks at a time. And there was a lot of amateur radio operators that would go and set up their equipment, and we would sometimes have to use them because even our police radios, when the traffic got so busy, the equipment can only handle so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you have people living in Minnesota want to know about their kinfolk in Florida, they're not going to get through on the normal line. That's where the amateur radio comes in. They'll ride and look at that house. That house is gone.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. And so, and it's just a real valuable service, and it's something. And I'll tell you, let me do my break, and then we're going to come back, and we're talking with Bill Jones and John Campbell. John is the president of the local ham radio, and Bill just kind of runs things, right? No, would that be a fair? So
sit in the back row.
So no, I'm just teasing, but because you're funny. But Bill has been involved with it for a very long time, and so glad to meet you, John, and thank you for serving so long on the police force. God bless you.
Well, I did 20 years in Minnesota too.
Good. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for serving. I love it. Got a veteran here and a veteran police officer. So it's a good morning of honor having y'all sitting here with us. But I do want to take a break real quick and talk about my friends Barry, Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Man, real estate. What a crazy time. It is just nuts. You got to have a good team on your team if you're going to enter into the real estate market right now. Whether you're buying or selling, no matter what side of the sale you're on, you've got to have somebody that understands the ins and outs of it. Now, if you're buying, the biggest thing, got to pre-qualify. You got to know exactly what you can spend. You've got to, pull together and say, hey, can we go above the offering price? Because that's what's going to happen with a lot of properties. If you're looking at a property that's a high demand, it's going to be the asking price, what it's worth, and what it can be financed for. And then sometimes people go in, well, I'm going to give you this much above it. I've not seen too many sales lately that I have not heard about it being more than what they're asking or more than what it'll appraise and finance for. So you got to really understand all that if you're going to be on the buying side of it. And if you're on the selling side of it, if you want to have one of those properties that everybody wants, they got to know it's out there. Barry is a marketer. He was a marketer full-time, went full-time in real estate a few years ago with Rebecca to make sure that everybody can see your property and know that it's available. That is essential. He is a Zillow certified photographer, licensed and insured drone pilot, does those 360-degree virtual reality home tours. He'll have you up on Realtor.com. They buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line in Kentucky. Rebecca is one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. They're the real deal. They're the whole package, and they're one of us. Right up in Robertson. They're here in Robertson County, just across up in Cross Plains. They've been there for over 20 years. You're going to like working with them, and you will see them at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. I always have to mention that during their ad. Until the festival, it's August 27th and 28th. Rebecca is one of the original sponsors. Barry is on the board there. You'll see them there, but you don't wait until the festival to see them. Reach out to them now at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or by BUYRobertsonCounty.com. And always, please tell them U-Turn sent you. And getting back into the studio here, I've got Bill Jones and John Campbell. They're here talking ham radio. And so we need to know exactly the times on the events and everything. I mean, there's so much information here. It's so interesting. But how can people be involved tomorrow?
Well, it comes Saturday at the YMCA. It's in the back. There'll be signs there. We'll start at 1 o'clock, even though we're getting there in the morning to set up everything, but we'll start at 1 o'clock. People can come and see how we do it, how we do our antennas, how we talk on it, and if it's available, we'll let you talk to somebody. We have to be there, to do that. If we find somebody last year I found somebody in Alaska or Japan, that's what it was, and we let some new people talk to them. I want to tell one little story.
Sure.
In public service type thing. Somebody at Channel 5 knew me several years ago, and they had a hurricane down in Dominican Republic. So they called me and said, could we come out, send a cameraman out, and watch you make a contact down there? I said, well, I might not can. It's just, things getting, funny when it's an emergency. So I said, okay. So they come out, set up a camera on a tripod, and I find a guy there at the airport, and he said, well, planes are turned over, little planes, but it's not, it's not any big damage. And I said, well, I'm trying to find out for our local TV station just what's happening. And he told me, and the guy recorded it, went back to the station, and had it at 6 o'clock news. I was at the top of the hour. I told him before I left, I said, I built a nice antenna. I want you to take a picture of it because I'm proud of that thing. It's huge out there. So he did that. So about 15 minutes after the broadcast, my phone rang, and it was Johnny Cash. And he says, I have a condominium there. Cool. Could you find out if my condominium is okay? I said, okay, give me the address. And I said, it might take a while. Didn't take long at all. I found a guy next to him, and he told me, he says, a palm tree down the front yard, and that's all it is. That's all wrong with it. So I called him back. He said, that's amazing. He said, can I have a friend of mine call you? He has one down there too. I said, yeah, sure. Few minutes, Chet Atkins called.
Oh, that's so cool. I love Nashville.
And Chet Atkins,
I love Nashville.
I knew Chet Atkins had a ham license.
That's so cool.
But then he said, I found his information. It took me a little longer. And he said, how do you do this so well? I said, I do it all the time. How do you play the guitar so well? I used to play, but not like you.
That's awesome. That is awesome. What a great story. What a great story, Bill. Yeah, that's fabulous. I love that. I love Johnny Cash stories. That's somebody, as long as I've been in Nashville, I never got to meet him, and he's just a hero of mine. Just love that man. Yeah. But that's cool. That's cool. That's a cool story. I love it. Well, what else are we missing, guys, that we got to cover about this before our...
if you're interested in it, contact us. We have a club. We have classes. We give exams. We teach you how, where, and what. And if you're interested in it, it's going to take some work. It's not a freebie like a CB radio. And we're more than happy to help anybody that wants to get into that hobby.
Okay. Well, what about you? Anything you want to add, John?
Well, I can tell you what, it's a great hobby. It's a lot. Once you get into it, you just want more.
Yeah.
That's the whole. That's one of the problems, because it does get more and more. It starts taking up more time.
It gets a little bit expensive too, right?
It can be, but it can be
very inexpensive. Cheap. That's one thing. I know enough about it to know that really you can spend as much as you really want to. And there are things that you're going to want that you don't necessarily have to be able to do this.
But it's like any hobby. Mm-hmm. The other thing that we do, and I want to throw this out there, is we're members of what's called Skywarn. Anytime there's a warning, a tornado warning or something like that, we have a net that gets on the air. And because the weather radar, when it takes its pictures, it actually takes it at an angle, so it doesn't see basically what's going on the ground. So we have ham operators like all around the county, like Robertson County, and we'll get on the net, and if most of us have some kind of weather instruments that we can measure wind and all this kind of stuff. So if we start getting really heavy rain or hail, or somebody sees a damage, whatever, we'll call our net control, and then that's passed on to the National Weather Service.
Yeah.
So a lot of the information that people see on TV weather during storms comes from ham radio operators.
That's cool. I love that y'all have your little weather network. That's so neat. And like you said, you had a Bible network, and you have, when they say the word net, I just want to clarify, they're talking about the network of people. And they're just so used to talking about it. It's that you lead to those little shortened, things that you'll call it, and people go, what kind of net are they talking about? But anyway, so their weather net and their different groups that'll get together, their networks. That's so cool. I love it. What a fun thing. And so tell them again. So it's tomorrow at the Y. if they want to come out and watch you guys set up, what time do you think you'll be
We
there?
start at 8 o'clock.
So 8 o'clock.
What
you
we
can
do, we
spend
get
the
our
day
new
with them.
members to set it
Okay.
up, teach them how to do it.
Gotcha. It's like, oh, okay. He's like, put them to work, right? Put them to work. I love
Yeah.
that. That's great. Got to get them to work. So
You can come out and ask questions. We had people from Fort Campbell come out last time.
Fun.
You know, people that flew helicopters, they want to come out and find out how they can get a ham license. You know, it's just neat to talk about it. We can talk about it all day long. You
Yeah.
know, it's just,
You can actually talk to airplanes.
Yeah.
There's ham operators operating in airplanes. Last 2 weeks ago, I talked to a fellow flying over Nevada in a G5. He's at 35,000 feet. I talked to him for about 20 minutes.
That's great. That's just fun. And I mean, this is just, it's something I really want to do. You know, my son is an electrical engineer almost. He likes 2 more classes, but he's very interested in getting a ham license too. And so I think once he's completely finished with his degree, I think he'll be knocking on your door to get certified.
We
'Cause I
have
think
some
it's something
people-
he's very interested
we
in
have
doing.
a guy that's an electrical engineer, and then we have people that don't know anything. So, it, you know, it's for all people. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
very interesting.
Elijah's been interested in this kind of stuff his entire life. I mean, this kid from just you get kids that just they're just interested in this kind of stuff. And if you've got a kid that's got this kind of interest, feed it, man. Let them understand. You know,
We
let
do a
them
lot of
look
digital
into it.
stuff too,
Yeah.
which the young people love.
Yeah, exactly. But things can interrupt this stuff that we have here.
And
This
there-
little
there's
thing we
no
call
age,
the internet.
There's no way. I mean, there's ham license of people out there, kids that are 10, 12 years old to get their license.
Oh, so it's no age limit on it.
No.
Okay, as long as they can understand it and pass the test, then they can
If
get
it
the
was, I'd
license.
get cut off.
Haha, you're funny. This is great. Well, guys, join them tomorrow for the field day for ham radio. And if you want to learn anything about this, if you're wanting to get certified, tomorrow's your first steps. Go out there and watch them. Get out there early and watch them set this stuff up so you get a better understanding of it. And then join them for the official start is at 1.
It's like a contest. You know, we make as many points as we can.
Oh,
When
okay.
we start, we're making contacts all over the world.
Okay.
And then as the day goes on, bands change.
Okay.
So you may be talking to Europe 1 hour and Mexico the next, and just inside the United States next. You know,
Okay.
it varies all the time
And it goes from 1 to what time then?
till next Sunday morning.
What?
We go all night.
It actually starts at 1 o'clock on Saturday and it goes till noon on Sunday.
Okay, so you said next Sunday morning. I thought you meant like an entire
No, the
week.
next day.
No, no.
Next
Okay,
day.
so
Just the
okay,
weekend.
you threw me for a minute. I was
Well-
like, "What? This is a week-long event? You didn't tell
It
me
feels
that."
like
so,
that.
Okay, so it goes all night. So, well, wonderful. And so people can come by anytime, middle of the night,
Yeah.
and somebody will be there manning the
Tell them
station.
bring food.
Bring food. Bring snacks. Bring snacks. I love it. That's wonderful. Go by and see them. Maybe I can make it by there. So we're going from 1 on Saturday.
We
to what time
appreciate the
on
Y
Sunday?
very much for letting us do this every year. They're very cooperative.
I love that. But 1 on Saturday to what time on Sunday
Noon.
did you say? Noon on Sunday. Okay. I'm trying to find my window because I didn't realize y'all went that late. Maybe I can swing by there because I'd love to just see your setup. So cool stuff. Ham Radio Field Day. Go be a part of it at the Y happening tomorrow. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, John. So good to see you. And while we let them make the exit and we make the switch, we got Chris Hunt and Trent. We got Chris and Kate Hunt coming in here, and we got Trent Cobb coming in to talk to us about everything happening over at the fairgrounds and the things that are happening at the warehouse. So we'll be right back right after this.
Looking for farm fresh produce this season? Come see us at Hancock Family Farm Market on Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are located at 7114 Highway 49 East, only 6 miles from downtown Springfield. We have a wide variety of produce from strawberries and flowers to corn, peaches and tomatoes, along with milk, eggs, cheese, meat, and honey. Hancock Family Farm, family operated since 1911. Let our family feed your family.
And we're going to talk about my friends over at Russellman Buick GMC. Car industry is fascinating right now because it's definitely changed. Because what's going on is you go by any car lot. I was up north, and the car lots up there seem rather empty as well. But if you talk to Todd Reisselman, he said, really, it's okay. They had a record-breaking month. I want to say it was April this past year. I mean, it's just been amazing because people are still buying cars. They're buying a lot of pre-owned, a lot of certified pre-owned, things like that. And by the way, if you've got a pre-owned that you want to sell, don't sell it on a marketplace, call Todd, and he might be able to really give you a very competitive price for it, and that way you don't have to fool with trying to sell it yourself. But anyway, with that said, the way the new cars are selling now, you order it. You come in, you tell them, brother, because it used to be you would go around the different car lots and you're like, well, I like that color, but I don't like that interior. He said this is because of the shortage of the chips and the way they're manufacturing cars. It's changed the way people are buying cars. And he says it's not a bad thing because you get exactly what you want. You don't have to settle for a lesser package in the interior than what you want because you go, I want this color, I want this interior. And when it gets here, it's yours. He says it's really changed the trend in car buying. And he says he thinks it's going to stick around for a while because it's taught auto dealers they don't have to have that huge inventory, and it's taught buyers I can have exactly what I want. I've just got to be a little more patient than I was in the past, or maybe you need to anticipate when you're wanting to trade and go ahead and get in front of that a few months. But nonetheless, it's still just going and booming, even though things look different. But things have changed from the pandemic, and they have made adjustments, and they've made them beautifully. Rosselman Buick GMC, they're a full service dealership. They are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Saturday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And I say full service because there's always service hours any day that they're open. They're not completely open as long as the dealership itself, but they have service hours every single day to help you out. Leasing and financing options, and you can start the process online by just going to ReiselmanBuickGMC.com. Go to ReiselmanBuickGMC.com. Check out everything that they have going on. You can start your application online, and that way when you set foot on the lot, you're already there. You know what's going on, and you can meet their wonderful sales staff and get your deal done quickly. It's Reiselman Buick GMC, one of our sponsors here at One Street Over. Let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring and tell them U-Turn sent you. And in the house, we are full house. Okay. Kate gets to introduce her brother. Is this her little brother? I mean, they look an awful lot alike, right?
Yeah,
So-
that is Kate's little brother, Landon.
Landon. Okay.
I don't think you're not going to sing, are you, Landon?
So, because see, I put in the header. I got Kate's name in there. I got your name in there. I got your name, but I didn't know about Landon, so I didn't have his name in the title, or I put Landon in there. But how old's Landon?
5.
5. He's not shy.
No.
I love that. That's great. Well, welcome, Landon. So I'm so glad you're here. So what are we doing, guys? I get a message from Chris. Chris is like, I need to come on. And so anytime I can make room for you, buddy, you're coming on. So
Well, we appreciate that.
absolutely. And what happened? Gwen Harder, she takes care of her mother, and she's had some things going on with doctor's appointment. Nothing serious, but you know how you have things go on.
Absolutely.
And she's last two Fridays she hadn't been able to be here at 7:30, and I'm like, well, I know who wants to come on. No doubt, right?
Yep.
So
Well, Trent was feeling a little deprived of his time last week because of his weird
when
wife.
Dinah was, I don't get to
I think he
talk.
needs to get first shot at everything, then I'll fill in after
Well
that.
said. I told Chris yesterday. I said, it'll be two times in a row that I've been on here that I won't get to talk because Chris likes to steal the show too. So
Oh, that's
well,
so
and
not
Kate's
true.
going to sing. So,
and Kate's going to sing.
I mean,
I shouldn't even showed up. I should have just stayed in the bed, watched you on Facebook, and just went like
we're
that.
so glad you're here, though. Wearing your orange.
Yeah, that's my barbecue throwdown.
I know.
Anyway.
Absolutely. So where are we going to start, guys? Go.
Well,
Go ahead, Trent.
Okay, I'm going to start right off the bat because I promised little Jerry I would do this. Tomorrow is another event that we missed last year.
Yeah.
It's the Martin's Chapel Barbecue.
Yes.
And it's an annual event because we're not going to say that last year even happened. And like I say, it's from 3 to 7 out at Martin's Chapel Baptist Church, which is right off of Martin's Chapel Church Road in Coopertown. There's seating available. You can come eat there. You can come and get family packs. You can get barbecue sold by the pound. You could just show up, and it is a wonderful and amazing event. So, like I say, it supports their church and cemetery and stuff like that. I know. Now, I'm overstepping my bounds because I don't know enough about what it all goes to, but I know it's a great event, and so.
Well, and it's one I didn't know anything about until I was on the campaign trail. And when I was running for Congress, I went and I was like, this is fun. This was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great event. Yeah.
Well, you get Coopertown folks together. It's really fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. But all kinds of great events like that. And I saw where she reached out to you and said, you got to talk about this. So I appreciate you bringing
there
that
you
up
go.
right off the bat. So,
Like I say,
very good.
Coopertown is my stomping grounds anyway.
There you
so
go.
yeah.
I love it. So.
Next thing is, and then I'll be really brief because Chris has got 20,000 things.
I don't have that much.
Chris has got way more than what I would ever dreamed he would have this early in the game with the warehouse. But 4th of July celebration is the next thing coming up at the fairgrounds. It's free to the public. Ricky Skaggs will be in concert, fireworks show, carnival rides, inflatables. The only thing that is not free when you come down there is whatever you want to eat or drink. I mean, everything else you want to do, you just come have a ball. But then, like I say, there will be 6 different food trucks along with our concession stand. I know there will be an ice cream vendor down there. There will be lemonade, tea, just a wide variety. So if you say, well, I don't want a hamburger or a hot dog from the concession stand, there's all kinds of food trucks going to be down there to get you what you need. And like I say, it starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. People can come in. They can ride the rides. They can, inflatables, like I say, just hang out. And then I think Ricky Skaggs starts at 7:30, 8 o'clock. See, now I'm looking at him, and he don't even know.
I don't know that.
And he don't know the answer to that. Anyway,
we'll get the answer. Send it to me so we know what time the show starts.
Yes, the show starts.
Ideally, it's going to be late enough that it's right before the fireworks.
Yes,
I'm assuming.
yes.
So
After the concert is over
with.
with, then the fireworks will start. Right around just a little before 9, I would be assuming, with the sun going down and everything. So
very good.
All right.
It's all good stuff. Good stuff. Now, you did mention everything is free except for the food, and that you mentioned rides and stuff. They're
the
not
rides,
tickets.
yeah,
There's no tickets for the rides.
No tickets for the rides. I mean, everything is free.
Wow. Oh, that's
unless you have to park at the warehouse.
Okay, yeah, and so there's a ticket. Well, but that means it's a business.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. We want to support.
We're going to offer as much.
You're going to have paid parking.
Yeah,
at the
we're going to
warehouse.
offer as much free parking as we can, but hopefully, we're going to fill up real fast, and then you'll be across the street. Chris is great with his parking and getting you in and out,
and it's going to fill up too.
Yeah, and actually, some people say what they would rather pay, a little bit to park because they can, if they need to leave or get out quicker, they can just walk across the street, get in the car, and leave.
Yeah.
If you're inside,
it's
might be a little harder to get out. So there's my plug for if you want to pay a couple extra dollars and park for the convenience of getting in and out.
How many people can you park?
330.
330.
And the reason, and we're charging $5.
That's totally reasonable.
Which
Absolutely.
I think is reasonable.
Very good deal.
The one thing that does is cover the cost of the parking attendants that I have. So we'll not only park you and keep you from getting blocked in, but we'll also monitor the grounds where your car or vehicle is safe while you're gone. So no one's going to get broken into at my place. I don't think that that's going to happen anyway.
Right.
But we take that extra step for the security purposes of doing that, and it's always been that. Whoever's on that building in parked cars has always policed it from the time they park the first car to the time the last one leaves. And that's what we'll continue with the tradition of that building, is parking cars there and making sure your stuff is safe while it's there.
Very good. That's just a great service. And that's one of the things with you doing what you're doing at the warehouse, when there is a big event at the fairgrounds, that's going to be your part of it, right?
Hence the reason why that we're sitting here together.
Exactly.
We're partners, not linked by anything, but linked by a friendship, but the desire to have community events and just an overall good community feel to everything that we do. We're not competitors. Everything that we're going to do with the city, the county, the fair board, everything is going to be in partnership.
Very good. I love it. And with that said, we've got several things we want to do before we run out of time, and we want to let Kate sing. And so are y'all ready to do that? Or what are we going to do?
We have it on Bluetooth. We do not have a CD.
Oh, that's fine, because
we could put the Bluetooth at one microphone and she could sing out the other.
I think that would be a fabulous idea.
Hey, are you ready?
Are you ready to sing, sweetheart? When she was in here last time, she sings.
Beside her and
Before you do that, tell them a little bit about, kind of unpack why she does this, and tell them a little bit about the warehouse if they missed that. Let's kind of set that story up real quick, because you guys were going to this place and you wanted to bring that. So let's kind of unpack that before so they understand why she sings.
I'll give it a real quick scenario.
For
a brief time that we moved to Chattanooga, we went to this place called the Birchwood Family Opry, and it was a very family-friendly environment. And she grew up listening to country music, Southern gospel, those kind of genres since she's 3 months old. And she just loves to sing. She loves the music. She loves older people because they've nurtured her while she's been at that event. So we just have that feel, and this is the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing now. And so she just loves to sing. We have a good time. Music is very important to us, hence the reason that we're doing live events at the warehouse. So we've started a tradition, which is only one show yet, but we hope to have lots in the future. But she will open up every show. It doesn't matter who it is. She's going to open up the show with God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood.
I love it. I love it. And that's
Well,
one of
we
those
do,
songs
too.
that I think is special to all of us. So, Kate, come on over here by Dad. And Landon, if you're going to help too, y'all just follow Dad's lead there. And we'll let Trent kind of put his microphone where he can pick up the music. And I'll see if I can't do a little bit of mixing on this board. We'll see what happens. But this is Kate. And Kate Hunt, and she is going to bless us with God Bless the USA. And I'll tell you, Facebook police, they may mute this on my page because I have to use all non-copywritten music. But on WSGI's page, they have a license to play music, and so you'll be able to get it from there. So if for some reason this sound gets muted while they're singing, just know that you can pick it up, and I'll share the WSGI feed. And we know we don't own this Facebook. She's just singing along with it. And so if I make that disclaimer, maybe they won't mute us. But anyway, go right ahead. It's all you.
If tomorrow were the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shine and sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, 'cause there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Fabulous, 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 fabulous. I love it. You know, and what is it about that song that just makes us all get teary-eyed? And hearing it from sweet little Kate there too was just actually absolutely precious. But man, that song just gets you. I don't know. It's just one of those I can't listen to. I'm sitting here going, I've heard this 1,000 times, but I think because so many people don't get it anymore, and that's that just. But how aren't you proud of your kiddos that they get it?
Absolutely.
Good job, Dad. Good job, Dad.
It's the influence of a lot of people that the venue that we used to go to instilled that in her. I call it the old soul. If we can instill that in another kid coming to the warehouse over the period of time, then it's all worth it.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. That's so cool. That was really special. And you're going to get that. That's going to be your show open every time you go to the warehouse. And I think that's so much fun. So do you want to kind of unpack what's next at the warehouse? When's the next show out there?
The next show is July the 3rd.
Okay.
Leah and her band will be there. She's an incredible female artist.
And a young one too, right? Did you tell me she's like 16? Is that the one that's 16?
That's Lizzie.
Okay.
We postponed her and
Okay.
Austin Williams for a little bit. We saw some errors that we made in our first show.
Gotcha.
And so we kind of shut it down for a second to fix some problems that
Sure,
we saw. And we're changing things as well. Let me say that the Kids Zone is now free. We've figured out a way to make that work and not charge for that. So it's $10, 12 and up.
Okay.
For the music. The food vendors will be outside of the gate. So if you're just driving down the road, we figured out a way logistically in the parking lot to make that happen so you can come by and you don't have to pay the $10 just to get into the food truck.
Right.
We've moved that. The artisan vendors, the pop-up shops there on the grounds is outside the gate as well. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to pay again to just go shop and buy some great soap or whatever it is that you may want to look at.
Right.
So we've revamped that, and that's the reason that we took the time to figure that out.
Well, and you have to, I mean, that's one thing. When you and I were talking about how it was going to unpack and how you were going to do things, and you were kind of going, I'm not really sure. We're going to have to kind of get our feet wet and see what happens, right?
Well, we did,
Yeah.
and we saw some things, and the weather kind of played a factor. The first show kind of took a few people out of the place, I think, because it was so hot. We also wanted to see it in the daylight to see the moving parts, and that was good because we saw the errors. But it also was a little hot. So now the new times, shopping will start at 6:30. Food will be ready at 6:30. The music will start at 7. That's across the board for every show that we have. Right now we have July booked. We have July the 3rd, July the 9th with Howard Decker, which is a local gentleman, and his band will be there. July the 10th, Steve Strum with the Man Band, again local. Then the 17th, if you like the Confederate Railroad-ish, Kentucky Headhunters, kind of Southern rock stuff, you do not want to miss this young man. Josh and the Lonesome Road Band is going to crank it up a notch for that night. And that's going to
So
be
what was
really
that
good.
date again? Because that's just
July the 17th.
July the 17th.
And
That'd
then
be
the
awesome.
next one steps up even more, July the 24th, Rebel Railroad. You can find them on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're very well known.
They're very good.
Yes, yes. They are incredible, and I'm so blessed to have them on July the 24th. And we've already got stuff booked for August. We won't go into that yet.
Yeah.
Except if you're, I will say, let me say this real quick. On August the 13th and August the 14th will be Bluegrass Weekend.
Okay.
And so if you like bluegrass, that's your weekend.
And that date again?
August the 13th for Haley Bryant and the Lonesome Pine. Haley is an 11-year-old that fronts a 5-piece band. She's a national titleist violinist, state champion, all of this stuff. Her father, Nick Bryant, also plays the mandolin for
I know
Joe
exactly.
Hott.
He teaches me mandolins. I know exactly who you're talking about.
They're
Yeah.
going to be down there. And then
Yeah.
he'll be down there with Joe Hott, which is a new up-and-coming star. If you know anything about bluegrass, you need to come see Joe. Joe's an incredible talent, and Nick plays the mandolin for him. And so that's the Bluegrass Weekend. We're going to get every month for now until the time we stop this year. There will be one weekend, will be Bluegrass Weekend. So
I love it.
Yes.
Well, and you're positioning it right before our Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, which is awesome, and that's kind of
Right.
building up that
Right.
because little Haley, she's picking banjo now too. I don't know if you've seen that,
Yes.
but she's
She's an incredible talent.
she's going to be so much fun to watch. She's already been fun to watch, but I'm so excited about that. But I'm so thrilled that you've got the family, the Bryants, coming out there. That's going to be fabulous.
They're an incredible
Yeah,
family, and
yeah.
so
That's cool.
The Bluegrass family is a family. No genre has that feel like Bluegrass. I mean, just total strangers picking and grinning with each other. Sitting around and doing that. And then we also are working on. It's not confirmed yet, but almost a definite. Russell and Third Time Out will be there in September. So if you know anything about bluegrass, that's one of the most decorated individuals to ever play in the bluegrass arena. So he will be there sometime in September. We're pretty sure. I think that's going to happen.
That is so cool. I love it. This is so exciting. What you guys are doing with the warehouse and just kind of getting out of the gate and just everything that's happening at the fairgrounds, Trent. Man, I'm
Much
excited.
going on.
Yeah,
There's so much going on.
We are so excited to have him right across the
Yeah.
road from us. Because for one thing, I'm excited about everything that he's doing down there. And not only that, he is providing a wonderful service for Robertson County, for kids, for adults, for families to come out and enjoy. But also, he is providing, hopefully, tax dollars for Robertson County, because bluegrass people,
They're gonna come.
they travel.
bet.
They'll come in, and if he has a 2-day event like that, you could get people spending the night just to go to both days and stuff like that. So
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. A lot of fun. I tell you, I need to pause right now because we do need to go ahead and do my last break for my friends over at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts Nursery and Gardening Center. I've been talking all week about trying to transplant these old-fashioned roses from up north, and I'm gonna get by and talk to Amy this weekend because I want to make sure I'm doing it right. And I've got these old flowers that were in the yards of my husband's family. One is a rose bush that his mother planted. Another one's one that his grandfather planted. So I've got cuttings from those. How do I make sure, or how do I have my best chance of getting these to grow down here? So I'm going to go talk to Amy about that. That's what you can go in and talk to her about all this stuff. She loves this stuff, and she just thrives in this kind of weather, and she is all about it. You can go in and ask her questions. If she's not sure, she's going to find out for you. That's one thing. I've asked her about a couple of different plants, and she wasn't quite sure because I was wanting to bring them into my yard, and she would check on it, get me the information. But they're just a wealth of information. Great source for us here in Robertson County for anything you need for your yard and garden. Those beautiful flowering baskets on your porch. My petunias are still alive, and my lavender's still alive. I have not killed stuff this year. My hydrangeas look beautiful. They're just the wrong color. We got to figure out the acidity in the soil, but she's helping me work that out. But they're also my CBD source. If you want to try CBD, it has been a game changer for me. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was snake oil until my doctor recommended it. Dr. Jeffrey Hodrick, Southern Joint Replacement. He says, you might want to check out CBD after he did both of my hips replacements. And I was stunned to find out that I could get Robertson County CBD. Bill grows the plants. That's what's processed into the oil they sell. So if you want Robertson County CBD, and if you want to see if it will work for you, go and see them. Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts Nursery and Gardening Center. You can call them at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185 at 4920 Highway 161, and of course always at the Farmers Market. Go and talk to them today. Always please tell them that you turned Cincha, and thank them for sponsoring. And here we go, guys. Okay, I got Chris Hunt, got Trent Cobb in here talking all things warehouse and all things fairgrounds. What else are we missing, guys? It's all you.
The most exciting thing here, I've always wanted to be handed a late breaking news item to read on.
I love it.
On here. So
Breaking news.
There you go.
this is breaking news. This is actually taken up for me not knowing what I'm doing when I come in here. But Ricky Skaggs will be joined by Kentucky Thunder and will take the stage around 7:20 p.m.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
your wonderful producers in the backgrounds, they find this stuff out and they hand me to make me look a little better.
I love it. I love it.
If I could plug all of it in a little caption. One, we have a food truck that will be at the warehouse this Saturday at between 11 and 4, Sidner's Barbecue. You've got plenty of barbecue to go around this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But they're great. The benefit there, go by there and give them some money and raise some money for that good cause.
Yes.
Then you will be, next Tuesday, Miss Emmett's will be there again. She sold out the last time. Her food is absolutely incredible. And by the 1st of July, we should start having a really regular rotation of somebody every day. So that we're working on that. And then we get to Friday. We have First Fridays uptown. That's a free event put on by the city and the chamber and
The Historical Society.
Yeah, yes. I don't know who all, but a lot of people put their hand in that. And then we will have music on the 3rd with Leah and her band. And then the 4th will be at the fairgrounds. So if you like music, I think you got an option or two. So
Yeah.
And let me jump in there real quick. I know we're fixing to go.
You're fine.
But Chris could have had music on the 1st. He didn't want to bring this up. He could have had it on the first Friday, but he does not want to step on anybody's toes.
we're not going to.
Okay.
He's not going to. I mean, he
Okay.
had it set up, but he said, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're doing their event uptown, so I'm not going to do anything down here. So
Okay.
like
I
I said,
had it booked and I canceled it, and I said, look, please forgive me. The person that I had booked, I said, please forgive me. We're just not interested in competing. We want to be friendly to the city. The city has been very kind to me in my startup, and we want to be very friendly back to everybody else
I
as
think
well.
that's
So
great.
we're not interested in drawing somebody from that event to mine. We've got a lot going on. So there's no sense in doing that. So
Yeah, and
we wanna
if
be
something were to
friend.
happen, it would be an accident. It's what you're. I mean, it'd be like, I
It
just
was.
didn't know you had that thing happening. So let's just,
I just didn't think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
I just thought about the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th,
Sure.
all music right there within a couple hundred yards of each other, and I got
Yep.
excited about it. And then I noticed that was First Friday, and I'm like, oh no, we can't.
can't do
this.
that. Yeah. Well-
we can, but we're not. And
Well, it's just like when the fairgrounds is doing something, you are parking cars. Like if there's
Correct.
a big
Correct.
deal happening at the fairgrounds, then you can do your parking at the warehouse.
and,
So-
and if he needs something from us,
Right.
as he grows and gets 5,000 and 6,000 people showing up down there in his events and stuff like that, then
Hey.
we'll turn the tables and
There you go.
we'll park cars over there and try to make a
There
few
you go.
dollars.
There you go. I love it. Good deal. Always love having you guys in. Go and talk to Trent Cobb and Chris Hunt about everything going on with the warehouse. And Trent, just tell him how to get a hold of you real quick on the way out, because he's a builder. They're real estate. They do it all. Kind of go ahead and plug
Yep.
yourself there.
Okay, Cobb Hill Homes. My number is 615-335-1316. You can find us on Facebook at Cobb Hill Homes, our website. And I've even told we have an Instagram, but I don't know how to find all
Diane,
that.
I'm
so,
trying.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we're anyway on social media. If you look up Cobb Hill Homes, you
You'll
can get
find
in
it.
touch with us.
And you can follow the fairgrounds on Facebook as well.
Yes.
Now, how can they get in touch with the warehouse if they want to know more about doing something with being a vendor or something like that?
Sure, you can call me directly at 615-533-9540. You can go to thewarehousetn.com, or you can find us on the Facebook or Instagram at the Warehouse Springfield.
Okay, and do you have weekday hours for the getting lettuce and all that kind of stuff? What's
Not-
happening with that? Not
yet, but
Okay.
the commercial kitchen will be open
Gotcha.
in 3 weeks.
Awesome. Very good. Love hearing from my friends and love hearing from all of you guys here on One Street Over. Thank you for being a part of what we have going on. I hope you will have a fabulous weekend. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless.